Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Out on My Line series. We're just getting going. First check of the season here. Things have definitely changed from a normal year, or are going to be different than a normal year, let's say the least. If you guys can see, I'm wearing a stocking cap and a heavy Carhartt jacket on the first check of the season here. It's quite a bit of difference from last year when it was in the 70s for most of a week. You know, while I was water trapping last year. That is not going to be the case this year. It is, it's only upper 20s right now, and it's only supposed to get to like 35 at the highest for today and basically for almost the next week. So we'll go over a little bit kind of the plan here. This is the first check. Yesterday I was out. It rained almost all day, or misted, and then it rained a fair amount again overnight. Fields are muddy. There's lots of crops still on, so I can't put sets half of the spots I would normally get. And it may be a few days before I even can. So we'll see if I even get some of the spots even set. We're only going to run 12 checks here total, so this is check one. Like I said, so if I make it 3 or 4 days here without getting some of the spots set, they may not get set at all. So I did get in 12 coyote sets yesterday, and about 24 raccoon sets is what my count is. So I got 3 dozen traps out right now. They're in about 15 locations, so you know, we'll see. It was cold, it rained, it was windy, the wind's blowing like 20 miles an hour out of the northwest right now, so I don't have a lot of hopes for high catches. I do have 2 of them checked already, and there was nothing in those 2. They were just right by the yard here. So we're down to 34 traps to try and make a catch for you guys today. And I hope I do. First check of the season, I hope we got something caught for you. After the rain kind of quit, right after midnight, it was cold and windy, so, critters might have moved around a little after it quit raining, but I don't know what this cold weather is going to do to any of my catch rates. Muskrats is going to be a tough go. We're going to try and hammer in muskrat sets tomorrow, but it may only be a few days. Some Sioux, it may even start to freeze over yet even today, I would think, because like I said, it's not supposed to get above freezing all day. Woes are going to be in the teens, so like I said, we're going to make the best of it. We're going to do what I can. Tomorrow it's going to be hammering muskrat sets, so we're going to try and just carpet bomb them, dump as many sets out as I possibly can get, because it may only be a few checks and I'll have to pull them because of ice. So I got the hot rod running right now, warming up. I got to dump off one double 220 box because the spot I was going to put it, there was no sign there. So I decided it wasn't even worth driving by there to check it because there's literally 0 signs. So, yeah, otherwise that's kind of all I got. Kind of start of the season here. I'm excited for the first check here. It was a grind yesterday in the mud and the rain to get these sets out. We'll see how froze up they are. If there's any catches, we'll show you guys. Let's get out on the line. Well, alrighty there, guys. If you guys know anything about me turning you guys on while I'm out on the line, it usually means something good. I'm to the first spot here. The wind's blowing really bad from behind me here, so I'm going to try and keep you out of the wind. I'm going to show you my catch here, but what we got, there's just a tree line. This is actually an old road, and they just let it grow over with trees. I've catches here every year, seems like, since I've kind of figured out where to put my set. So I have one set right here, right at like the beginning of this grass, kind of. It's up in there far enough so if somebody drives, on the dirt, they're not going to run over my set. And going this way, it's a big tree line. It goes down a half mile, and then it turns and goes this way over towards some of these trees. And then we obviously got a cornfield that's not finished picked here. They just kind of opened up the headlands on the edge of it here. And all I did is I just kind of walked down this edge because I didn't want to walk out on the field yesterday because it's muddy. Everything's a little hard and crunchy this morning because it's below freezing. But we look like we got ourselves a pup coyote here. So again, just right along the edge of this. I can't trap that other side over there. So what I did is I had Gusto, which is a very strong skunky smelling lure here, with the idea that the wind would be blowing my scent across the tree line. You know, if they're running this, hopefully it will catch them as they go by. If they're running that side over there, hopefully it, you know, the wind will blow my scent across. You know, he's laying down there. I thought he'd be a little muddier, but I'm kind of wondering if he didn't get caught. Obviously, probably after it rained is what I'm guessing. My trap looks like it's froze full of mud there. It's got my set tore up nice, so really a little bit of a chore getting it reset, but first catch of the season. Coyote on the first. Well, I guess this would be the third and fourth traps I checked, because I did check a couple raccoon sets with nothing this morning. So all right, my hands are freezing already, so we're gonna get this guy taken out of here and we'll move on with our line. But I wasn't expecting to catch anything, so the fact I got one here is an added bonus. He's not terribly well furred the way it looks, but he's a small pup. You know, he's just pup from this year, so, and he's wet a little bit too, and that might make him look a little rougher, but we're on the board. First stop of the morning, or first like true stop. Like I said, I did check a couple right by the house there, but first stop of the morning, we got an animal in the truck already, so season's off to a start. Let's go. All right, we'll turn you guys on if I have something else for you. All right, guys, we're made through the line. I'm a few stops down. Maybe I've checked a dozen or so traps, which the fact that I only got 3 dozen out is, you know, telling, you know, that it's slow. But I do have 2 catches here. We're gonna get out and show you this catch, and we're gonna take care of him, and then I have another one caught up by the front of the house over here, at least one more caught, and I still got a couple more sets in this yard. I've showed this one plenty. The set that I got the catch in right now is the same set that I caught that 32.6 pound raccoon in last year. There really wasn't a lot of sign right where I got this trap, so a little surprised I caught anything really, and then caught what I have here. So I said we're gonna get out. I'll show you. I'm talking in the truck because it's windy and it's raw out there. My hands are just freezing after taking care of that coyote. You know, just with the latex gloves, that wind just cuts right through you. And I'm probably not dressed as warmly as I should be, but again, I'm a third of the way through the line here. I got 3 catches actually, but we'll get out and show you this one. I'll take care of him, and then when I get back over by the other one, I'll turn you guys back on and show you that. But we'll get out here quick. Not going to get terribly close because he is a mud ball. So we got ourselves a skunk right here. Again, right here, it looks like they're going underneath this greenery here. You know, and this part of it's kind of collapsed. Then there's this barn, or what's left of a barn in here. The trees have kind of grown through it, but doesn't look like a very big skunk. That coyote trap was froze to his foot, so I literally just pulled the entire trap, and I'll be doing the same thing with this thing. It looks like it's just solid mud, the trap and everything, so we'll get the animal out of it, but we're gonna just pull the trap and we'll put a clean one here, because my trap is right here, right in the front of him. You can just barely see it in the mud, so looks like a real small skunk, but like I said, we'll get him out of here. We'll get him dispatched, get him out of here, try and get this set remade, and we'll move on. Like I said, over here is the house, and I have a second catch over there right in front of that house. I do have I have one more set on the other side of this greenery, and I have one back over. There's a building right here. I got one kind of behind that building too that I haven't checked. The one over here, the golf ball was just knocked off of it, so which could easily be skunks. I think will do that to you. They eat my paste, you know, my lure paste I make. They eat that and knock the golf ball off, but then don't play around in there. But obviously this one did because I got him caught. So I don't know. Like I said, I kind of wondered with the sign that's around this place. There's a fair amount of sign, especially up by the front of the house, and I'll show you that. Kind of wondered if this wasn't going to be the case here, but I don't know. I'm getting a little whiff of skunk right now, so I hope he didn't spray too much. But like I said, we'll get this one out and we'll check the other ones. We'll get back up by the house where I got that other catch, and I'll turn you back on. All right, guys, so we're in the same yard here. We're just up by the house here, and it's an abandoned farm place here. So I have a dog proof right here in between this building and this steel bin that the ball was knocked off of. And right over here on the other side, this is where that barn is. On the other side there, I got that other little skunk just finishing dispatching. I want to make sure he's dead before I take him out of the trap. And then I do have a set behind this little building here on the back side, kind of this corner of it. I have a dog proof that wasn't touched. What I have here is, like I said, the house is right here. So what I did is I threw a double 220 box in here. The front porch of this house has fell off, and it looks like they're going under there, and then they go under here in the corner. But whammo, we got ourselves a great big skunk there. Suitcase caught in a 220. So there's a 220 on this end. And then right in the middle of it, there's actually a hot dog and marshmallows on where this kind of light colored board is there. But behind me here is the one I seen when I pulled in. So I actually got a double here. All right, so I hope you guys could see that right here. And it actually goes to this side of that building. And I just was looking at maybe even putting another 160 over there, and I decided not to. But the trail comes right here. If I get over here, you can see it goes right here, right around, and whammo, there's a skunk right there next to that bush. So I just had a 160 right here, and this trail is going up the old sidewalk, and then it goes right here, kind of right up here, and it almost looks like they're going right into this porch of this house. Either that, it looks like they kind of go around the corner over there. So we got ourselves a skunk right here, another one over there, and a third one over here being dispatched. I much prefer to catch them in 160s or 220s like this, because then they're done and I don't have to dispatch them. One of these two stinks though, so I'm guessing they one of them, probably that one over there, then the 220 sprayed. That's why I put a 160 here. I bought some 160s for the purpose of actually catching skunks, to hope we get a little better catches on them, to dispatch them quicker so they don't spray. But I think it's still going to be a crapshoot. One's going to spray, one's not. You know, it just, you never know how it hits them, surprises them, they spray a little. But yeah, 3 skunks in this yard here. I hate to say it, that probably means I ain't going to probably catch too many raccoons in this yard if the skunks are in here. But we'll get these 2 taken out of here. We're going to go get that one back. I got a trap all ready to go. Like I said, we're gonna just pull the trap, put a nice clean one in there. That way I don't have to try and dig the mud out of it, because the mud is gonna freeze in the next couple days. So if there's any mud on these traps, it's gonna freeze them up. So we're gonna put clean traps in, I guess. Probably gonna be all season here. You know, this is the first check of 12, so I got plenty of traps. So we're just gonna swap out traps as I need to. So. But yeah, we'll get these 2 taken out of here and we'll get moved on. All right, guys, we're moving through the line. I've had a few dog proofs messed with. The ball's knocked off. You know, so something come along and ate my paste, or wind knocked them off for all I know, because it's still blowing like 20 plus out here. It is raw and cold, so we're gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm back here by this feedlot again. Last year I had a set down here that I think I caught 1 skunk early in, but that was it. So I didn't put a set there. And then over here I had 2 sets last year, and the one farther down that way is the one I caught almost, I think, all the animals over there. So I only put 1, it's about right here. And that one had nothing in it. And over here, just got this single tree. They haven't worked this bean ground here. So I wanted to make sure my set was off of the edge. So I'm back like, here, so the edge would be like right through here. So I wanted to make sure I was off so they don't work it up. But as you can see, I got myself a nice big coyote. If I was a betting man, it's a male just because it stinks like urine here. So I'll still use my fox urine like I always do, but I was hoping you guys, you quit moving so you get a little better look of him. But nice big coyote. The rancher here actually kind of told me there wasn't much sign, but yesterday when I was here, like coming right along this edge, it looked like a fresh set. I think it was going this way, headed this direction. But with the northwest wind blowing kind of in my face, this set was set up perfect for the coyotes to be running the edge here. So nice big coyote. He looks skinny if anything. Like size wise he's big, but he looks skinny if anything. But and again, my trap is solid mud. So I grabbed a brand new clean one. For the next couple days, that's probably going to be what I'm going to do. If I don't need it, if I can dig the mud off of that thing, we'll reuse it. But otherwise, it may be just putting a clean one there. I don't have time to be screwing around cleaning a lot of mud and fiddling with them to get them work. And if there's any mud still on there, that dirt, muddy dirt, is going to freeze and it'll lock my traps up. I had that happen right at the end of last season, and I had a couple raccoons I caught on a snowy day and it mudded my traps up, and I should have replaced them. Because when I went to pull those sets, my traps were froze rock solid to the ground. So, and that's with peat moss under them and over them, whatever. The traps are literally froze up because the mud, the dirt froze, locked everything up. So we're not going to risk that this year because, again, I'm running a short period of time here. But let's see, I got only one more spot that has 3 coyote sets and 1 raccoon set in it, and we'll be done for the day. So fairly quick run of the line, but again, I only had 3 dozen traps out. I got 5 animals caught now in 32 sets, so that's pretty good average. I don't really care who you are. So all right, we'll get this guy taken care of, get him out of here, get me back in my truck where it's warm, because it is not out here. Yeah, otherwise we'll keep going. If I got anything else, I'll show you. Otherwise we'll talk to you when I get home. All right, everyone, I'm to the last trap of the day here. What I have is, this is a slough. We're looking towards the north. Up over this hill, I have another set in this pasture. And then right here, this steel bend, that's that feedlot where I just caught that coyote. So I have a set over here, and this year I have one up over the hill over this way, up by where I come in here. And then I have a set right here, and I just can get up on top of the hill up here and I can see my set. And I could see something didn't look right. Look with the binoculars, and bingo, there's my trap setting right there. I mean, you could see the catch circle here. Looks to be like I had a raccoon caught here, but if you look, my trap is not shut all the way, and the only thing I can see is it almost looks like something's jammed right here, right at the bottom of my levers, holding that trap open, because there's one little piece of dirt right here, but I don't think that's doing it. So yeah, probably lost a raccoon here, which is not what I want to do. If something sets my trap off, especially one of my coyote traps, I expect the animal to be waiting for me. But right there is a perfect example why I don't use offset traps. So we're gonna look at this trap pretty hardcore to figure out what went wrong here. And the trap is clean enough, I could remake it with this trap, but I might put a new trap. If I can't figure out what's holding them jaws open like that, we're gonna put a new trap here, and we're gonna set this trap off to the side at home, so I know that I gotta look at this a little closer, like before next season. But so yeah, kind of a bummer, I guess. So again, last trap of the day, so next time you see me, I'll be at home. Hopefully it won't take me too long here to get this set remade. Like I said, I'm kind of right in the open in the wind here, so can't catch them all, I guess. So yeah, that's a bummer. Like I said, I don't know what really went wrong here. I guess now that I'm looking, I mean, you can see right here is the raccoon poop, and there's some more right over here. So I'm a little more okay with it being a raccoon getting out of there than a coyote getting out of there, but I'm not really okay with either. So Like I said, I put a trap out there. If something gets caught in there, I expect them to be waiting for me when I get here to check them. So, all right, we'll shut you guys off. We'll investigate that trap, and we'll get the set remade either way. I'll let you know once I get home what really went wrong here. All right, everyone. I made her home here. I've actually been home like an hour and a half or so. Man, I got home and I went in the house, and man, it took me forever to get warmed up. Like, I didn't realize, I knew I was cold, but man, my legs were just freezing. So we're definitely gonna have to be dressed a little bit warmer tomorrow, that's for sure. We're gonna go through my catches here a little bit, and then we'll give you a little bit of rundown of what tomorrow's gonna look like, or the next few days here, and we're gonna get to skinning here. And everything I caught today is muddy or gonna need to be washed anyway, so there won't be no fleshing today. It's just gonna get everything skinned, washed. I'll hang it in my basement, let it dry tonight, and then I'll freeze it all before I go to bed tonight. Again, we're gonna be starting right away tomorrow, going hard at it again, so I'm not gonna take the time to try and flesh anything tonight. I also have not set up my fleshing beams behind me. It's only 30 degrees out here right now, so I don't want to be out in the cold fleshing. You know, most years it's, 50, 60 degrees at least this time of year. So then I do some fleshing outside here, it keeps the mess out of my house. But plan is this year, I don't plan on doing any fleshing at all during the season this year, other than muskrats. I'll probably be trying to put my muskrats up as I catch them. Hopefully we catch some. But yeah, so those will be fleshing and putting up, and maybe mink if I catch a mink or whatever. But any land animals and beavers and maybe otters and anything else I catch, they're all just going to get skinned and froze the day I catch it. And then when I get back from my mule deer hunting trip, then I'll be taking fur out and actually putting it all up. So, and honestly, that's if I put up my fur this year. Muskrats I will for sure, but I may talk to my fur buyer and I may sell them to him raw this year instead of going through all the work to flesh everything. Especially like coyotes aren't going to be worth a whole lot, so I don't know if it's worth my time for an extra buck or two a coyote to try and flesh them and do all that, but we'll figure that out after I'm all done trapping here. That's the fun part of doing this, I guess, or not. It's part of the fun of doing it, not the fun part, but part of the fun is trying to figure out how to market my fur at the end of the season here. But all right, we'll go through the catches here and then we'll keep moving. So this guy here is the first coyote I caught. I mean, just looking at the two of them, this is an adult coyote. This guy here, he's half the size. He's definitely going to be a short. He's like a large coyote on a coyote stretcher. I mean, he almost should be put up on a fox stretcher. He's that small. It took me like 15 minutes to get the trap off of him. It was basically frozen. The dirt was frozen there. The bigger guy here, I actually got the trap off of his foot. The mud was still soft while I was taking him out of the trap. So I scooped the mud out the best I could, enough to get his foot out of it at the trap site. And then I still just swapped the trap out because I don't want to try and reset that one. So, but yeah, so we got the little guy here. He maybe weighs like 15 pounds, 20 pounds. He's pretty small. This guy here is, an average coyote. He's probably around 30 pounds. 28, something like that. He's big, but he's kind of skinny. He's not, he's not as big chested or thick as some of them get around here, but looks to be a fairly nice, well-furred coyote, honestly. I mean, he's dirty and he's wet, or he's a little damp, or was damp. So their fur is all kind of stuck together, but they're actually pretty well-furred for being this early in the season. So, and they both look complete. So yeah, this one here is the one I caught. So that one I caught first couple sets I checked. This one here I caught behind that feedlot. They told me they weren't seeing a lot of coyote sign back there, or seeing coyotes back there, but first day of the season I got a nice one back there. And then we got these three guys over here stinking the place all up. So this one here was caught in my double 220 box. He's by far the biggest of the three. This one here was caught next to that house on that little trail going into the front door of the house, and he smells. He's the one that stinks. But both of these have beautiful stripes. This one's got a little more white in his tail than this one here, but we're gonna try and skin both of those for sure. And then this is the one I had gotten the foothold. He's just covered in mud. You know, his whole butt end is all covered in mud, where these two are nice and clean. So that muddy guy, I'm gonna try and suck the essence out of him. I put my essence in a wicker bottle, and I got my syringe and stuff right here. So we're gonna suck the essence out of all three of those. We're gonna skin at least the two nice clean ones. We'll look at that muddy one. I may rinse him off and see if I can get some of the mud off of him, and then skin him after that. And then we'll do the whole peroxide treatment and all that tonight. And then we'll hang them in the house just like these two coyotes and let them air dry until, like I said, I go to bed. You know, they ain't gonna get completely dry, but they should get pretty close. And then we'll freeze them. So yeah, I'm gonna do 2 of the skunks for sure. I'd like to get all 3 of them. I got the time, I have them caught, you know, try and utilize what I spent the time yesterday setting all these traps and today checking them all. So even if it's only a few dollars an animal, still helps pay for gas and everything else. So, all right, well, one last thing we're gonna go over. Oh, that last trap, it had a little pebble. I don't want to touch a clean trap. So I did show that, like right here at the bottom of the jaws, it had a pebble, like a 3/16 rock in between the two jaws right there. And that's what held those jaws open. You know, so when they were shut, the top, there was well over a 1/4 inch, a gap between there. And I only had a raccoon caught, and I'm assuming he chewed a little bit and then got himself pulled out of there. So one little rock. I mean, on a coyote, that rock would probably still held him, but that's why I don't use offset traps. I mean, because on an offset trap, you get that same rock, you're gonna have your offset, your standard offset that's in your jaws, plus you have all that extra offset in there. So that's why I want closed, tightened jaws. You know, if something happens, or, you know, I don't know, I just want them as tight as I can keep them on the animal's foot. So yeah, there's that. Now tomorrow is the start of water trapping in my area. It's been below freezing pretty much all day today, and it's windy, so that's gonna cool the sloughs off quickly. We're gonna try and pound in as many muskrat sets as I can tomorrow. When I get done doing my skinning and stuff, I'm gonna drive down to my trap shed. So this little red greenery down here, that's where I store all my trapping gear. And we're gonna pile in all my muskrat trapping gear. I'm probably gonna pile in a few more poles, probably some 5 and 6 footers. These are all 4 footers in there now. I think we're gonna, for the next few days, we're gonna take a few coyote traps or MB550s, and we're gonna throw them in here. So in here right now, I got some Bridger 4s, Duke 2s, and some Montana 3s dogless in here. I may actually just take this tote out actually and leave the MBs in there, because I'm going to need some traps. If I can make some catches the next few days, they're probably going to be mudded up like these 2 traps are, and we'll just swap traps out. But we're going to take them out. I think we're going to consolidate. I got white dog proofs here, and I got brown ones up there. We're going to consolidate, probably throw all these white ones in with those brown ones, so I can get 2 totes in here. One with footholds, one with conibears, 110 conibears in there. Right here is bait clips for them, and the clips that hold the conibears to the traps. So those I had them in here, setting in here, and I'm going to set them in. So most likely this tote's coming out, this little box is coming out, and we're going to put in a couple totes of muskrat traps in here. And like I said, I got to cut up some sugar beets tonight. Tomorrow I'm not going to put out any mink sets. I mentioned in my preseason stuff, and probably my mid-season or midsummer update, I want to hit mink very hard. But boy, we're going to be froze up in a couple days here, I have a feeling. So we're going to get like 2-3 checks out of my muskrat line, I think, is all we're going to get. So tomorrow it's going to be 100% muskrat stuff. I do have that 1 beaver set. I may try and set that 1 beaver, because I'll throw some muskrat sets there. Making 1 caster mount beaver set's going to take me 10 minutes and I'll be out of there. So I may do that as well. But yeah, it's going to be no mink sets, probably no mink boxes. I'm not even going to worry about those tomorrow. We'll kind of see what the weather does, and I may throw some boxes in. Again, we'll kind of see as we go here. Some big sloughs might stay open for a bit longer. Some of these smaller sloughs, like any of the surface water that was just from the rain we got last night, was actually froze already this morning when I was driving around. So like I said, it may only be 2 or 3 checks on these muskrat sets. So like I said, we're going to carpet bomb. We're going to pile as many sets as I can get out tomorrow. So kind of nice that I don't have a huge landline out right now. You know, because like last season, the day I was putting them out, that's when I had my second best day ever, was that Saturday that I started my muskrat line. And then, so that's why I ended up checking in the dark, because I was putting out muskrat sets all day, not realizing I was going to catch all these animals right at the end of my line. So it's nice to have. And then actually like 2/3 of my landline I'll have checked before I ever set the first muskrat set. So then I don't really have to worry about catches too much after that. I mean, hopefully I have catches, but like I said, it should give me the freedom to just pile in the muskrat sets, and I can go right till dark. So, and actually, honestly, I could set some muskrat sets after dark. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna trap some sloughs. I didn't get them even sets in last year. We're gonna try and pile some sets out. So, yeah, once we get skinning done and everything washed and hanging in my basement, we're going to drive my truck down there and we're going to clean it out, kind of consolidate the land trapping gear, and we're going to throw in some muskrat gear, and we're going to go at it tomorrow. So, all right, I think that's all I got for you today. We lucked out a little bit and we missed the snow. Sounds like just miles to the west of us they got snow, and just miles to the north they got snow. We didn't get any, so that could have made things really sloppy for the next couple days. Just having the rain and the wind blowing and it's freezing, it's actually kind of freeze drying the dirt. So I may be able to drive around on some fields in the next few days that I couldn't even walk on yesterday. So that'll help me get a little more. If I get muskrat sets out tomorrow, the following day it's going to be obviously checking everything, maybe trying to get some mink sets and pocket sets in. Because again, that's kind of the number one thing I want to try and do this year, is try and get some mink caught on purpose. But yeah, after that, like I said, I may even 2-3 days when I have to pull my water line because it'll be froze up, I can actually get around on some of these fields and get some more sets out. It's also going to help the farmers now because it's supposed to stay dry for at least most of the next week. So that should help the farmers kind of get caught up a little bit as well, and maybe get some of these fields work so I can get sets out on land that I can't get it out on now. So, all right. I think that's all I got for you. Like I said, I got a couple hours worth of work here. We're going to get that done. We're going to get my truck ready to go. So as soon as I get up in the morning, we're going to be loaded, ready to go hit some muskrats. So, all right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next Out on the Line video.